you push it, you notice it says Site 51 or whatever. Push your
Bottom line?
no, second.
I like this color's rock and material.
What did it say?
Standing site,
Oh, that's because you held it down. That's what I was going to show you.
site 48, second letter 53.
Yeah, it's Site 51.
This is molten chunks of catalytic converter. Take a look at it. Those pieces blew out, went across the highway, and kicked off a 10 by 20 little fire.
What, the one the other day?
No, that's the one from August. This is the only thing I collected on that one the other day, and this is a piece of molten plastic that was suspended in the grass. So this didn't look like anything else around it. It wasn't a piece of garbage that was on the ground that caught on fire. That was something else. It was something that popped out and stuck to the grass, and then obviously it's all burned, so I think it was molten plastic when it came out. That's my guess on that. I'm not 100% on that one. The catalytic, I am 100% sure that those two items there started that other fire. And to answer the, and I hope this is not, this part here, I do not want to record it because this is not supposed to go out. Here's a bit of information that they do not want you to know. The powers that be don't want you to know how difficult it is to get a cigarette to catch on fire. Everyone says, oh yeah, if it's on the highway, obviously it was a cigarette. And the answer to that is no, it wasn't. Because I'm going to show you what it takes for a cigarette to burn on fire. You have to lay a cigarette upside down. So here's the filter. Upside down on a clump of grass, suspended off the ground, and it has to be on the blade of grass with winds at least 7 miles an hour. That's the only way that you can start a fire with a cigarette. And in order to get a cigarette to land like this is incredibly hard.
It works in the movies.
Yeah, in the movies it's easy to start a fire with a cigarette. They actually had a university in Kansas did a bunch of research on this to find out what the risk of it is. And it's actually incredibly low. Hardly any fires are started by cigarettes. That is it's something they like to keep out there because it helps them to cover the arson investigation. It lets the arsonist think, oh, they're blaming it on a cigarette and they're not looking for me, when in actuality they're running a full-blown investigation and they're just not telling you what they're doing. That's the most common. But it's one out of, I think, 1,000 or better of these scenarios to actually get this to light. To actually have it turn into flame. Otherwise it'll just smolder, go out, and it's done. And nowadays all the additives they put in cigarettes, it's even lower.
What if it's an e-cigarette?
I don't know on that one. I can't help you there. But yeah, there goes the myth of cigarettes starting fires. That does not happen very often. Okay, now we're going to have a little fun. Okay, here, we're going to run a sand table, and we're going to try to mimic exactly what we were learning on the board, on the dry erase board. We're going to recreate and do it in a two-dimensional little game here. And it's actually kind of 3 dimensions, but we're going to do it as a real sand table. I'm going to facilitate this, which means no one gets to move any pieces on the board. If you would like a timeout, you can ask me. It may happen, it may not. It is a game, so the reason we do this is nobody gets hurt when we're playing with little toys and a bunch of cat litter. But this is an exercise into how we respond, and we're going to practice using our tactic. For this, the winner of the hot seat was Jerry. Jerry, you get to run this one. So, you are going to be the first responder on scene and are going to be directing whatever happens from the scenario. Now, we did the last one, we were just kind of playing with the sand table. Like I say, this one's going to be a little bit more real, and I'm going to try and condense it a little bit so we can accelerate through it. But what we're all going to do is play the roles that we normally have. You guys are going to have to go through responding to the fire, getting vehicles, and getting to the location of the fire under the direction of the IC, because we're going to put him on scene pretty quick. So think about how you're going to talk on the radio. And we're not actually going to do this. In the future, we'll be using our TAC channel to actually do the radio comms. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to pretend that we're talking on the radio. So whenever you want to talk to anybody who isn't riding in a vehicle with you in the game, you have to put a radio to your mouth and say, hey, this is Red 2 to Red 1, or whoever you want to talk to. For the duration of the game, I will not be involved. So this is the department responding without me being part of it. So don't call for me on the radio. Okay. Chris, if I could ask, I would like you to be dispatch. Do you think you could do that for me?
I think so.
Yeah.
I've never done it, but.
Okay. So that makes you SOCOM. So whenever you hear anybody calling for that, you're going to answer and give them whatever information I whisper in your ear. So.
All right, I'm gonna cheat sheet.
Okay. So for this, we're going to run through and try and tie together some of the things we've done both in the previous class and in this one. So, but mostly focus on what we're trying to do here, the tactical lesson. I have made this fairly easy. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm not trying to make this hard on anybody. But I will try to instill a little bit of immediacy and some pressure in order to help you with radio comms and how to do it. Okay? Before we begin, is there any questions on how this works? There should be, since I know there's some folks who haven't done this.
For radio, do we identify first and then who you're calling?
Of course, that is our radio protocol. Yeah.
Make sure everybody's on the same page.
And that's a good way to do it, is to ask the question for them. Anything else? Okay. Chris, give us a tone out to 2225 Canyon Heights Road. That'll be our address.
2225?
Sure.
Dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo.
Hey, good, tone out.
Fire 2225 Canyon Heights Road, Red Creek,
Respond.
respond.
Red 16 SOCOM, responding to firehouse.
Basically, you just acknowledge at that point. Usually with a timestamp that you can say, okay, anytime we call in to comm,
Okay.
I mean, since that's what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. Okay, that works. Red 4, head to the firehouse. Okay.
Okay.
Red 2, firehouse.
Okay.
Red 17.
Red 15, responding to firehouse.
Red 15, responding to the firehouse.
Oh, okay, I'm here.
Great, fast drive.
I'm not home.
I'm driving this truck.
Okay, so you guys are still responding. You get here quick. You were just right down the road, so you are at the fire station.
I'm at the fire
And
station.
you know that this fire is not very far down the road.
Okay.
Your helicopter don't make much noise.
I'm assuming that I can see some smoke from this.
Stealth.
Sure.
Okay. So I can see it down the road, so, okay. It's true.
You're the only one there. You're the only one at the station.
Oh, Chris,
He's not there yet.
he's not here yet.
I just got here.
Nope, you're not there.
It was right down the street.
Okay. Well, I'm not leaving without somebody else.
Okay.
Therefore, I can go out and look, and I say I see some smoke down there. So I will respond to SOCOM and say that I have.
You don't have to tell me.
Okay.
Smoke showing.
Red 16, SOCOM, smoke showing in the neighborhood.
I didn't hear you.
Or just in the hood.
Copy Red 16.
Yep, that's the right thing. Okay.
Okay. Chris, you've arrived on scene, or onto the station, and let's give them Ron and Ed. Both of you two are here.
Red 4 at the firehouse.
Red 15 is at the firehouse.
Red 4.
Somebody has to wake up dump them out to the truck.
This is Cat.
Okay.
See,
Okay. So what you got?
All right.
Yeah, I know.
So, well,
Yeah.
Chris, like you and I will take the brush
13, 15.
and we just go down and see what we can find.
See, not really much
Ed,
of a brush truck.
Oh, okay, so I'd say,
I
like,
want you to stand by in engine 1.
13, 15.
They don't even.
Who uses the brush truck?
Okay.
Oh, wait, I have to do that because I'm the operator.
Yeah.
Where do you want me, where are we, where are we
Okay.
calling?
Oh, okay.
We don't have.
They respond back.
Where are we?
Say this is,
And where are we, at this end or down? Okay. Okay, we're here.
We're dispatching the address.
So now, it's your turn to tell us where to go here.
you're, just tell me what you want to do. Tell me, and who's doing what.
Okay.
So just give it time.
Chris is
Whatever you
driving.
want to give it.
I'm driving the brush truck.
Down.
I never hear the.
By himself?
No, with
Two of you.
two of us
In the brush.
in the brush, going down to do a visual on the
Scene assessment.
scene assessment. Yeah.
Okay.
Picture of my back.
No, we're assuming we have water.
Assuming brush 1 is.
There is no special. Brush two is just as it is.
In case I need to.
It's empty.
Well, in that case, then we want to take engine 1.
Right.
Right. So what is your plan?
Okay. We're going to do a visual site assessment on the scene and then call for what resources seem appropriate.
Okay, so we're gonna call this engine 1.
Yep.
And we're gonna put you at this little intersection right here. And you have a visual of a small fire, less than an acre, in some trees over here, some juniper trees. Besides that visual, you have this information available to you that's on this board,
Okay.
and time back in for you to take action.
Okay. We have isolated thunderstorms, mostly clear wind, south at 10, gusts to 15. No people visible, no cars, trucks on site, no livestock. T-storm passed earlier in the day, with it came lightning and gusty erratic winds. Okay. We're not going to touch anything until we get Ed and Ron here in brush, because that's all we have. Oh, no, we've got the tender. So we'll bring the tender.
That's gas truck.
Okay, so you're not telling me, I'm not even here.
I need to tell you to put them on the board.
Well, then why are you listening?
You have to communicate to your forces, that's the people you've got
Right.
here. And you've only got Chris with you, so the only
Right.
conversation you can have face to face is with him.
Right. So
And that's engine 1?
that's engine 1. Yep.
Oh, we left already?
No.
You're sitting on
We
the back.
took engine 1 because the brush didn't have any water. Okay. Red 16 to red 15.
Yeah. Red 15, go ahead.
You and Ed dispatch in the tender and come to the site, which is just a short distance down Canyon Heights, and join us with engine 1, and then we will divide and conquer. Check in with me when you get here.
Are you operator qualified?
Supposedly.
Red 15, copy, we're on the way.
Roger that.
Red 5 to Red 16. Red 5, I've en route to fire station. I've had a blowout on my one of my tires. I will be delayed.
Okay, we'll stand by at the fire station and thank you. Okay.
It's 2.
All right. Now,
Again.
all right.
So you've got 2 and a tender, they are now with you.
Right. And, okay. Chris, what we're going to do is, the head of the fire is in this area.
The origin.
The anchor, we're going to anchor back here. And,
I'd drive there, but I'm not allowed to touch the truck.
right. So we're going to drive down here. We have an alternate road here also.
This is a road, correct?
Yep. And, let's see, I don't want to send the tender over the roughest road available. So, yeah.
What road
Change
is
it.
that?
This is Canyon Heights, what's this?
Yeah,
Street?
where's that?
Private road.
Private road.
Oh,
Okay.
driveway.
Driveway, okay. I'm going to send engine one down here to come around and send the tender down here. And then we're going to work our way back up. We're going to anchor here and flank up. So, we have the tender on scene yet? Okay.
It's there with you.
Okay, so, red 16, red 15,
Red 15, go ahead.
I want you to come ahead to the smoky, just the smoky end of the fire here, and start working your way back up. We're going to anchor at this southern end of the fire, and engine one will be coming around to the private road to the other side. And then we're going to work our way back up the flanks. Anchor here and work up the flanks towards the head of the fire, while the wind is still going the same direction.
Red 15, copy. We will continue down Canyon Heights until we get to the origin fire and start working up the western edge.
Excellent. Okay.
And we're tender, right?
Yeah.
We're tender.
Tender? Yeah, well,
Red 6 to red
he
16.
touches the table.
I'm at the firehouse.
Don't move the trucks. Trucks don't get to move.
Red 17 at the firehouse.
They won't let me drive the truck.
Roger, red 17.
I gotta go pee anyway, so.
Yeah,
I'm changing my tire.
okay, you're still ready. Okay. So.
What would you like to do?
We
Damn
have
lugs up are
dispatched
tight.
the tender to come down here. The engine one is going to go around here, and then we're going to go from this anchor up the flanks.
Okay. Time?
Backwards with the trucks.
So the way around on the vehicles.
Oh. Or backwards with the trucks.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay, time in.
Okay. So Chris, we're going to go ahead and use the spray bar to work up our way. And Ron, you're going to have to do a running attack. Okay. Red 16, red 15, do a running attack on your western flank of the fire.
Red 15 copies.
Okay.
Red 6 at the firehouse.
Red 6.
Where do you want me?
Stand by.
Time?
Yep.
You have questions? What are they?
Yes. How can I use the people who are at the fire station, other than coming by POV to the site to run handlines?
Have them jump in the brush truck, come down the safe way of the fire instead of over here by the head,
Yep.
and meet over here at the anchor point. And being as the brush truck is dead, I would suggest that since there's only 2 on each truck, you bring in 2 more, you put them on
Split
that.
them with the
You can also use the brush truck as your command point, as these trucks will probably be running or moving from the anchor point. Keep the
That would be
keep the
another
IC
option,
at-
would be to swap
keep
you
the
out
IC
with
Right,
one of
keep
them.
the IC at the anchor
But I
point.
do want to keep somebody at the station, because that gets us a landline.
What do we need a
Okay.
landline for?
To call for additional resources if needed.
This is for, this is our direct shot to 911. It's quicker than using the phone.
That's true,
You do have SOCOM to help.
but it also.
And besides
gives
that,
us
SOCOM's
access
here.
No, it also gives us access to the auxiliary helpers if we need to bring in more. And that's where the landline comes in. So, okay.
Just any other questions?
How much progress are we making here?
I don't know, have you engaged anything yet?
I thought in what I was
I
told.
heard what was communicated, but that's what I'm asking is, you know, have you or your other personnel engaged the fire?
I thought we had with saying we use the spray bars and use a running attack.
Okay, those are the directions that you gave out.
Yes.
I have not heard any response of, yes, we are engaging, or yes, I have taken action on
This
this
is
fire.
true.
I'm waiting for
I've got no
that.
feedback.
I'm assuming he would see that being as he's riding with me, so I don't have to
Yeah.
say anything.
Red 16, red 15 to red 16.
Red 15, go.
We are initiating a running attack at this time on the western edge of the fire.
Roger that.
Okay.
Okay.
Time.
I'm gonna give you
Half a bike cleaner. Time in. Go.
Okay. Red 16, red 6.
Copy, red 6.
Red 6, please take yourself and
17.
I'm still changing my tire.
still changing his tire. So you don't have
17.
17?
Leonard.
Leonard, okay, yeah. Take yourself and red 17 in brush and come up to the intersection of Canyon Heights and the private road.
Copy.
Okay. When you get there, go down the private road and come around to where engine 1 is operating and swap out me for yourself. And so I'll take over the brush truck and scout out what's happening.
Red 6, copy.
Time.
Okay?
And the reverse trip. Something, some facsimile. Not a helicopter. That'll have to do.
Yep.
This is the news copter coming in.
Here's the brush truck.
That's pretty good. Okay.
Okay. Time back in.
Time back in. Okay. We can't make it through the fire.
You don't know that yet, in my opinion. Well, he certainly doesn't.
Right, that's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because,
17's going to give me a call and say that he's blocked from going
no,
up the private
17
road.
is not. Brush truck 2. We're at scene, but we're unable to make it down the road because the fire has jumped the road. Right, I said brush truck 2, not 17. Because we're together now in the truck and we got to be identified by the truck.
Time? Do we have a question?
Good point. Just as part of, I'm assuming it's gonna be your new SOPs and whatnot that people may not be familiar with. Once you're in a vehicle, you become that vehicle's call sign.
Okay.
Well, actually, the operator does, technically.
Yes, operator does.
Technically, the operator becomes the call sign of the truck and gives up their other call sign until they're out.
So with the IC being operator of the truck, that's why I'm.
No, I'm the operator of the truck. He was with,
I-
right with me.
I'm his
They got
passenger.
switched on me and they didn't know it.
Yeah,
I thought it was the other way around, sorry. Anyway, engine 1.
yeah, I was supposed to be an official.
Changing the tire, what are you doing
All
there?
right.
Get back, change the tire.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to make that point. It was a perfect place to make that point.
Time back in. Good
Red
point.
14 to Incident Command. I am at Newton Road and 96. Because I was coming up from way down there.
Fire, what are you doing there?
Coming up to the station. Heading to the station.
Report to the station.
Asking or telling?
What was your call?
14.
Okay. Red 16, red 14.
14, go.
Report to the fire station.
Roger that. 14, reporting to the station.
Roger that.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there and index.
Yeah.
We didn't get very far in this, we didn't have to. It had all the components that we needed for what we're gonna practice again. Okay, just a quick round robin. I wanna know what went right, what went as planned, and what did not go as planned on this scenario. And we'll start with Bill.
Well, it didn't go with plan, as I had this flat tire.
Okay, so you got.
I never made it to the station, or still trying to figure out how to make my jack work.
Yeah. So he's bumped out right from the get-go. That didn't work out very well. Okay, so you didn't really even get to see much of what was going on, so that's okay. That limits how much either good or bad you can say about the scenario. Fair enough. Leonard?
What, good or bad, or both?
Both. What went right and what went wrong?
It's always easy to stand in the background to say, okay, what sort of went wrong in my opinion, it's my only personal opinion. Jerry was the first on scene. He should have went to the scene instead of to the firehouse. That way he could determine how bad it really was and what he needed. Good thing was communication was there, but we could have been a little bit better. I mean, I'm doing two things at once here, but
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Ed?
Well, to me, instead of having the brush truck or engine one come clear around over here, the tender and the brush, engine one should have been together.
Okay.
That's
Excellent
my
point.
answer.
Well, he took it.
Good, I'm glad I got it before you did.
Well, we're right.
Yeah.
What went right is, it sounded like the communication was not too bad.
Okay, we did have some good comps. Okay. Jared?
I never got to the fire. That would be the only thing I could say that went wrong. And then yeah, communications I guess were okay, except for the fact that I never got around to the back, I guess. To the
Okay.
fire.
Give me something other than communications. We've already had two people hit that, so give me something else.
That was right. That was good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the running attack was good on to flank the fire.
You got a little fire out. Okay, there's a good. There we go. Ron?
We executed the approved tactic.
Okay. An appropriate tactic was
Stuck to
used.
that.
Excellent plus. What went wrong?
Well, we didn't acknowledge when we started that attack without prompting, the feedback.
Okay. So the IC and anyone else out there doesn't know that anyone actually engaged into that fire. Okay. Chris, what do you got?
They took all my answers.
Next time I'll go the other way around the circle. How's that?
To fine tune things, I mean, I think the comms went well, but everything could be done better. Maybe we should have had a weather report in there at some point, give or take.
You didn't,
No,
it was
updated.
already there.
Updated.
Update, well, okay.
I'm trying to make up answers here. Everybody took my answers, so. The only thing I would have not done is what Ed said. The main thing that I saw is I wouldn't have come this way with engine one. I would have gone that way. The way the train looks, it would have been fine, but it just seems A, it's longer, and B, the fire was back here, but still, you don't want to cross in front of the head of the fire to try and get around it. Unless, of course, this is like
A
200
tiny-
feet and you can see the other side.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's not that many more components to it, so.
Well, I'm keeping this very simple, so we
Well,
can
yeah,
just
that's what I'm
get
saying.
the,
Everybody else got all the answers, so.
not all of them. I'm still waiting for one big one. Maybe the last three here will pick it up. Chris, did you want to include anything in
I
this?
don't know much about it.
Okay.
The only other thing I would have come up with after all these other good answers that are out there, because I too would have taken both trucks directly down Canyon Heights. But for an incident command, you might want to consider possible, I don't know what kind of area this has grown to, but I did see that it was growing over the timeouts and such when it kept getting bigger.
Okay.
So I might have called for some assistance from Beulah or whoever.
Mutual aid.
At least mutual aid, at least get them rolling.
There you go. That's a
It never
great one.
hurts to stand them down en route, but to at least get SOCOM thinking about it.
Yep. A lot of lag time between asking for it and
Now,
getting it.
can we use two versions of mutual aid? And what I mean by that is, to dovetail into what he's saying, is A, we look at this and think we may need mutual aid, because there's always that maybe, we don't know yet, and then there's, oh my God, yes, we definitely do. So if it's a maybe, should we contact COM and have them alert, say Beulah or whoever we would think would be our mutual aid, and say, can you alert them and have them stand by?
Absolutely.
As opposed to alert them and have them start responding, erring on the side of, well, if we need them, or if we don't need them, we'll stand them down, because I just simply look at all of our mutual aid as volunteers. Mm-hmm. So if we actually have them respond, it's really good to have something for them to do, as opposed to have them get all geared up, get down, get all excited, waste gas, time, money, get halfway out here, oh no, we don't need you, we got it out.
Right.
So I don't know where you're going with that. That's
there is a way to handle it, and it's with a question. If you call dispatch up and say, I would like 2 Type 6 engines and 1 1,500-gallon tender on standby. What dispatch's job is to find you the closest available resource, and then as you're asking for it to be put on standby. That's getting those people geared up at the station, ready to go. They're not rolling anything yet, but they are ready to go at the moment you drop the hammer on it. So that's the easiest way to handle that, is to just request the resources you want. And I don't care how many it is. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need 10 Type 6 engines and 5 tenders, order them.
Well, see, we've never been to that point. Typically, the farthest we get is asking for mutual aid or asking them to stand by, using the general term mutual aid.
Right, but using the tactic that we laid out, since we're going to stack engines, if you look at this flank and they're equal. They're both pose the same hazard, and you're looking at this one saying, man, I could use 2 more engines on another tender, just double your order. Well, I need 4 engines and 2 tenders, now I got both sides covered. You know, so you can be more specific now. You can think about what resources you really need and want and start asking for them.
Is there any cheat sheet or anything that shows what a Type 6 is versus a Type 1?
It's in your little red book. Oh, you don't have one.
The resource guide is the best thing. We don't have one around here, but
we should have a couple of spare little Fireline books.
Yeah. The RPG has it, but for everyone's knowledge, a Type 6 engine is a 4-wheel drive brush truck. That's a Type 6. A Type 3 engine is a 2-wheel drive, and it's like a structure protection truck. It's not a Type 1 or a Class A pumper. That's engine 61. That's different. A Type 3 engine is a big, more water fire truck, but it's not 4-wheel drive and it's not designed to go off-road. A Type 6 is the only thing designed to go off-road. So if you ask for a Type 6, they know you're going to be 4-wheeling somewhere. A tender come in all variations. Anything from 700 gallons up to 2,000 or 5,000 for some of the big ones, big semi-trailer.
Cheat sheet.
I would recommend ordering those out here. Ed, how easy would it be to maneuver a full tanker truck out on these roads?
On the dirt roads, not that difficult, but you get off the road, then if you're side hill, it's easier to turn them over and so.
Even just turning it around. If I call you and you're coming in with a semi-trailer tender and all of a sudden that fire blows up and I call you back and say, Ed, you got to turn that truck around and get out of here. If that's a random spot along Canyon Heights Road,
it can be difficult.
It's going to be a problem. So that's why we don't order those kinds of resources. We don't want to put them in danger. But feel free to order whatever you want. If it's available, you'll get it. If it's not, well, you'll get what you get.
Is it better to have too much than not quite enough?
It's always better to have too much. I love having too much.
There's also 2 other things to toss in there. One is good communication with the mutual aid, because we may request certain equipment. They may not have that. They may have something else. And with good communication, we can ascertain whether or not whatever else they've got available, we could use or not.
Then, on that thought, Chris, you would have to ask for a MAC channel, and hopefully us will come give it to you, that way everybody can go on the same MAC channel. Instead of trying to use,
Once
trying
they
to get our channel.
right, once they
it'll all
keep
be on
getting
MAC.
coming, but yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be anything to also say jump on Beulah's channel and say, but again, you're gonna hear it from
The
Con.
best
So
way
that's
to
part of
communicate would be on the
communication.
MAC channel.
That's their protocol if they would like to
Yep.
see as well. So, but we'll get to that in the IC class. There's gonna be a lot of information on that in the IC class. No, it's important. That's what will happen.
And little books.
So
Okay.
engine one is what type?
That's a great question. Engine 1 would be both a Type 6 and a Type 3. It's really a Type 3 for what its capability is. The amount of water it carries and its pump capability puts it in the Type 3 range. But it's four-wheel drive. So it's like a Type 3 on steroids. That's why it's so good for our application. It's a really good truck for us.
Well, and technically, our tender is an attack tender.
Tactical tender, yeah.
No, well, and I don't know if tactical is used, but Joe told me it was called an attack tender.
They're the same.
There's a different designation between this and a normal tender. The
This
biggest
is worth
issue
more.
is this is worth more money on a federal fire
Yes.
because it's four-wheel drive and has the spray bars.
Yep. Okay, back to the round robin here. Bill, did you have anything else on?
I would maybe, depending upon what our situation was, I might advance these guys in their POVs for help that were at the station. I think we had, what, Leonard and...
Yeah, there were two. Jared.
I think I'd bring them...
I came in the brush truck at the end.
Oh,
We both came in the brush truck.
okay. Well, then you did get down there, and if nothing else, once you relinquish that vehicle to the IC, then you're available to relieve the guys on the hose ends. You know, that can get kind of tiring, especially with us old folks. So, you know, considering personnel condition at all times is a good idea.
The Q-tips.
Okay, your turn. You were the IC. What did you see on this?
Well, I learned.
Thank you.
Always an opportunity to learn. I considered running engine one around this way, but I wanted to send him around this way so he'd have a better understanding of what it was he was looking